Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my April favorites. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I know we are well into May at this point, but I thought I would talk about these favorites because I haven't had a chance. I've been talking all about my mid-year favorites so far, but I did try some lovely products in April that I wanted to make sure to mention. I do have some skincare to begin with, but then a lot of makeup. Let's start with this product that I hauled recently. It's the Chanel LeBlanc Healthy Light Creator. It's a brightening serum. It has been doing a really nice job. I have not done a side-by-side with something like Clé de Peau or Chantecaille, which I know work really well for me. However, I have noticed improvement with this just anecdotally. So far, so good in case you were wondering about this. I've added it to my routine and it seems to work really well with other products I have in play. Another skincare item that is kind of new, it's newer to the market than it is to me because I had a chance to try it before it was launched. It is the Chantecaille Purifying and Exfoliating. It's the Chantecaille Purifying and Exfoliating Phytoactive Solution. It is really, really gentle on my skin. I've got combination skin, so depending on the kind of skin that you have, you're going to want to use it either more or less frequently. I will leave information for you regarding guidelines on how frequently you should use this based on your skin type. So I have been loving that. It is part of now my routine in the morning and in the evening again for my combination skin. Now I have been trying to work my way through products because I have a lot of products, but I also want to use them. So this was kind of used as a placeholder of sorts. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Multi-Miracle Glow Cleanser, Mask, and Balm for Baby Soft Skin. And I kind of ran out, no I didn't kind of, I ran out of my Rose de May cleansing balm and I wanted to use this up before I buy something else. So I am using this as a cleanser now. It's a very fancy cleanser, but it works really well. Nice and gentle, emulsifies makeup really nicely for a double cleanse. So I have been using this up and have really been enjoying it as a cleanser. Again, I was using it more as a mask before, but I do like it as a cleanser. And then this body butter by Kai, but it's the one that's gardenia scented, but not that heavy gardenia scent. In fact, I brought my mom a little sample and she loves it as well. So if you like that scent, it's a really beautiful, pleasant, soft gardenia smell. The body butter itself is luxurious. Actually, let me show you. It's quite thick in terms of its consistency. So you can see it definitely holds its shape. So a little goes a long way and it just is really pretty. One more skin item, it's the Chantecaille, oh, it's also really messy because I just used it, the Hibiscus Smoothing Mask. It's the one that you leave on for 3 to 10 minutes, which I like because any longer than that, I don't know, it feels like a long time. So I like that it's kind of a brief moment that you do this. And I really do feel that it is smoother after I apply this mask. And then I remember these items because of a question somebody asked about using this as a bronzer. I don't know if I featured it. I think I did, but I couldn't remember which one. So I thought, let me take this out, play with it again. And then I remembered I have these other ones. So I have Deep for the bronzer. I also have Medium and I have Medium Plus. So let me go ahead and swatch all of those for you. Medium, Medium Plus, and Deep, just so you can see the comparison. And I applied all of them on my face today. So instead of foundation, this is what I have. And I've been using these for the last couple of weeks just because I really enjoy the more sheer coverage. And even though, again, I have discoloration, doesn't mean I need to cover up my entire face. Just spot concealing does just fine. And as you can see, skin does show through, but I was able to take care of the areas that aren't as even, but I think it's a really beautiful glow. Very, very minimal coverage, it just blurs. So if you have beautiful skin to begin with, this might just enhance it. Or if you do have discoloration like me, you can spot conceal. So I will show that in an upcoming Get Ready With Me using my April favorites. Actually, I filmed this look, so if you're curious about this, I am using all 3 of these on my face today. Again, it's the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. I don't know if I actually said the name. Then going on to more makeup, I was able to travel to go see my parents finally after a year and a half. A long time. So I was finally able to go see them for Mother's Day. And there's one thing that I brought with me that covered so many bases. It is this palette. So this is truly one that I actually traveled with. instead of liking the idea of traveling with it, I did travel with it. And I found that it was more than enough. I didn't even use all of the items in here. I used the powder, the bronzer, the cheek color, and I used these 2 eye shades. And that was, again, more than enough. I did travel with one more other makeup product, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. But this is the one in Glowing Beauty. I am really curious about the other shade. This does add a little bit too much color for me in terms of the powder, but it's definitely doable. I just am really curious about the other powder. But I love all of the shades in here. The bronzer is a great shade. I love the cheek color, the eye colors as well. I don't use this one as much simply because I don't usually wear sparkle, but all the other shades are really, really pretty, especially this one, that shade number 1 on the eyes. Beautiful. I do have that on now. I have on the powder, 1 eye shade. I have on the bronzer and the blush. So I'm wearing this, and this today. And I did combine the eye with 2 other shadows that I wanted to talk about. Hold on, let me talk about the other thing that I brought with me though. I did bring this with me, Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. So even though this has a powder in it, I still like the finish of this. So I did bring these 2. These were the only 2 real makeup items aside from mascara and eyeliner and lip. This was, oh, and eyebrow. This is all I brought. I love this. It's, again, the blur powder. I have it on now. It blurs both texture and discoloration for me. So I really love it, and I love the finish as well. Someone asked, is it radiant? And no, I wouldn't say it's radiant. It's not like the Gucci powder that is radiant. So if you like that finish, this is very different from that. It's not totally flat either though, but it is more mattifying than the Gucci powder. So I hope that helps in case you were trying to make a decision about this. It's pretty densely packed as well, if that gives you any indication of the type of powder that this is. Now for the other 2 eyeshadows that I used with this. So I know I've mentioned this palette a few times already, the Chantecaille palette. There are 2 shades in here though that I use more than the other shades, or that I think are more unique. Although I do love all of them, there are 2 that I pull for more than anything else. This one in Java, it's like a bronzy color, really beautiful. It's great in the crease. I also used it in the corner here a little bit, so I like that it can do both of those jobs. And the finish on this is more of a satin, which is my favorite finish. I love it, it's so pretty. And then this one here, Lapis, and I love using that as a powder eyeliner, which is what I have on the upper lash line as well as the lower lash line. So those are the 2 that I combined with that Charlotte Tilbury palette. So if you're starting to collect these, those are 2 really beautiful, more unique shades that are harder to find, I think, in other palettes and other lines. I love those. I realized, I think I picked this up in April, this Gucci eyebrow pencil. I love this pencil. It is so easy to use. I have it on now. It has more of a powdery finish. The shade is beautiful as well. It's nice and cool. One of the easiest eyebrow products I've ever used, and I love the result every time. And sometimes I'll just go through and not add, actually, I don't think I added gel this time, did I? No, I did not add gel. This is just the eyebrow pencil and I just brushed through. So that's what I used today. So can definitely use this just one step if I forget or if I don't have time. Love this. It's in shade, oh, I can't even read them now, 4, shade 4. And then a couple other favorites. I do love these. I feel like people have not really talked about the finish of these. So a lot of blushes have shimmer in them, reflective particles, which can emphasize texture, like pores or any fine lines. And so for me, finding a blush like this is amazing because both of these shades don't have anything sparkly or shimmery in there, although they are luminous in a way, but nothing that emphasizes texture. And I think that's really unique. I feel like it's really a harder kind of blush to find. I know I said I wasn't going to pick up all 8, but I still want to pick up at least 1 or maybe 2, because I was reflecting on that, thinking it's really unusual to be able to find blushes with this finish that have lasting power. So I know they cost a little bit more. I know some people don't like the packaging. I love it. It's very minimalist. It's white and gold. I love that combination. It's very lightweight. Although I have to say, although it doesn't have the weight of like luxury packaging, they're light to travel with. So I do appreciate that about these palettes. Oh yes, before I forget, I love these stacked. These are the Chantecaille bracelets. I have the rose one and the manta ray. I think they were cute by themselves, but really stacked, I think they're so, so sweet. So I find that I wear these more because I have more than one. I know that sounds silly, but I really like them, especially with this bracelet as well. I think they really do look so sweet together. And then finally, I love both of these. These are the Lip Chics by Chantecaille. I have two shades here that I've been using quite a bit and actually been carrying around in my bag, so I had to go get one from my bag. This is in Tea Rose. This is a little bit more of a muted color, and then this one is Bourbon Rose, which is a bit warmer. And I have on Bourbon Rose today. I have it layered actually over Meadow Sweet, the lip stilo. This one right here because I couldn't find my other lip liner, but I do have it over that. But I'll swatch them for you again. I have Tea Rose and Bourbon Rose. I love the Lip Chic formula. That's why it looks a little bit glossy, but still natural at the same time. But that is it for my April favorites. I'd love to know what you've been loving because it always helps me when I go shopping. Sometimes when there are lulls in releases, I'll go back and look at permanent collections. I'll look at things I missed along the way because maybe I was focusing on other things. So I'd love to know what those things are. But that's it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.